There we go. That's better. All right. Let's see. One more thing to get going on. Let's go ahead, YouTube. All right. There we are. All right. While we wait on FDev to get started, since I'm going to be spending some time in the SRV today, I think we're going to see about, because I messed with this on the yeah, this will work. We just need to get this. Yeah, that should be more than adequate, actually. We just need to now make it back to the ship. All right. What's up, Will, today? All right, so there we go. So the plan is to kind of just mess around until FDev gets to the elite section of today's video. Oh, you have bronchitis? Oh no. That's not fun. It could be pneumonia, yes. Alright, Frontiers Live. They are starting in 4 minutes now. They'll probably have, I think Elite's usually at the tail end of the unlocked. So I've got it up on a side monitor where I can keep an eye on it. Let's check. Got a Guardian module and a Guardian vessel. I need Guardian weapon blueprints. I think we have almost everything else we need. How many Guardian vessels do we have? Alright. Well, I hope you get to feeling better while playing. Bronchitis sucks. I would already be in the hospital if I was in your shoes. Boo. All right. Oh, good. Are we on the light side today? That'd be a whole lot easier to deal with. Alright, they're live. We'll just keep an eye on them and see what they do. Alright, dropping from cruise. So, we'll have a run at this one and see how it does. And then I need to look and figure out where I can get the weapon fragments from. We may need to do this twice, actually, for module fragments. You guys do realize I'm going to be co-streaming that when they get to the elite stuff, right? Got Planet Coaster 2 up there. So, I wonder if they'll... See, what did they put their tags up as? The simulation, gaming, gameplay, management. That means they might be talking about F1 too. Mission 2, Planet Coaster 2. Sadly, I'm not into any of the other games Frontier makes. I don't like management sims. Alright, what are we doing now? Alright, so this is Planet Coaster 2. Don't care. Alright, that's one down. Alright, get that relic. Did that not? Oh, because it didn't have it targeted. Oh, Guardian Sentinel weapon parts. We need those. Alright. Where'd that relic go? Okay, there we go. Now we're on the clock. Yeah, but I don't think you're number 2. Maybe you are. See, I can never remember where they all are. We got one. Come on, I need weapon components, man. That's 4. Erica Max, hello. That is 5 right there. We got one more. I am good. How are you doing? Well, this will be 6. Hello, buddy. Shields are okay. Couple boys back there that don't want to... Oh, well, thank you. Much appreciated. Put a lot of time into the tomb. Alright, I don't want to have to climb back up here, so if those two could... You know, if they're not going to come play, then I'm just going to go ahead and finish this. Alright, give me my data, please. Alright, so Frontier is still on their stream talking about Planet Zoo. Alright, what are you going to give me? Guardian module blueprint. So we need to do this one more time. Irritatingly enough. I'm picking up blueprints, blueprint fragments. I need one more module, and then we need to start in on... then we need to start in on weapon. Yeah, just an FYI, guys, when I've got the Frontier Unlock stream up on another monitor. When they get to whatever they're doing, announcing for Elite today, we will be switching over. But right now, they're talking about that Planet Zoo game they insist on making. Snipey, snipey. Erica, nope. We don't accept requests for art. Around here, you would have had to click on an acknowledgement that says you will not bother me about arts before you were able to chat in the Twitch chat. Alright, what other Guardian pieces got dropped in all that fighting? Conduit. Power cell. Yeah, the controller is actually probably my preferred method to control the SRV at this point in my life. I still don't like the SRV, but it's better than mouse and keyboard. Oh, hey, bud. I need Guardian weapon components, not freaking Guardian like that. That's what I need, is weapon parts. Thank you, game. Now, I use a controller for the SRV, and I use a controller for FSS, actually, of all things. We're going to have to find a site that does weapon blueprint pieces, but I need to run this one more time in order to make sure I have all the module blueprint pieces that I think I need. So I'll grab this relic because we're going to need one. FSS full spectrum. It's when you scan planets and stuff in Super Cruise. Like, not the discovery, or not the surface scan, just when you stop and scan and tune into the planets and zoom in on them. Oh, hey, bud. Alright. They are still talking about Planet Zoo. That's that. What else do we have? Guardian Casket. I don't want that. Oh, hey. Trying to farm drain trees and data lately for engineering. I am doing a similar thing, actually. I am farming for engineering. I'm just farming for some really specific stuff. I need to sense some SRV ammo if I can. All right, we're going to relog and reset this. Oh, brain trees are really irritating. Ow! Okay, game. Hello? Jesus! That piece got shot straight up behind me. Alright. Now then. Let me just make sure I still have a relic. Yep. Here's the nice thing about Guardian Sentinels. They're stupid. All right. What happened to your system, Green? Weak links around your steel exports. Ah. Yeah, the changes were certainly interesting. Nice. So I am messing with the Guardian stuff so that I can get some materials to get some more Guardian weapons and modules for a anti-Thargoid hunting ship build. Because I'm just kind of in the mood to go murder some Thargoids. So what we're doing right now is we're activating all these pylons. And once we have activated all the pylons, it will activate a Guardian data point that we can scan for blueprint keys. There's the fifth one. Well, it depends on what they're killing. Medusas? Yeah. Medusas take some killing. But what Green and I are talking about, basilisks and stuff, shouldn't be that bad. Okay, we got the same thing happening we did last time. We got two that just aren't going to come up here, which is fine. So now that we've activated all the pylons, we jettison this Guardian Relic. This thing is going to open. We go and scan it. And there's a module blueprint. And we are now done with this place. And we're running low on fuel. So I'm just going to ignore the rest of these assholes and head on back to the ship. And now we're going to go ahead and leave. All right. We're going to have a quick landing at this carrier. I feel like FDev may be about to jump into really dangerous stuff on their live stream. So, and besides, I could use a Riano and repair on the SRB. And I've got to figure out where we're going to go for our weapon fragments, because I don't need any more module or blueprints. Or at least I shouldn't. The conflict zones are a bad way to learn combat, in my opinion. The best way to learn combat is in a regular resource extraction zone. Because in the conflict zone, you're one of two sides and you can get ganged up on. In a resource extraction zone, especially one that has security services, you can follow the security services around and learn a little bit about maneuvering and targeting and not get absolutely slaughtered. Yeah, same. I learned combat in the Sidewinder because back in Alpha, it took so long to get enough money to unlock anything decent that you had to learn combat, like right off the bat.
Docking accomplished. Ship is secure. Hello, Commander. How may we assist you?
You mean it as a joke. I didn't mean it as a joke. In the Kickstarter Alpha, that was an entirely different world. Alright. We're gonna need to be in... Ugh, God, don't remind me of that UI, please. Alright, Frontier, what are you guys up to? They're not gonna do it. Okay. Let me get his audio real quick.
You've been to the ships, then? I hadn't noticed.
You might have heard. We have.
Yeah. So obviously, that's quite a lot of elements of the game you touch. I mean, I think even the update that went in today, it went live today. We had some station cosmetics going, which I think we might have some images of.
Oh, cool.
And I think you you cast your eye on some of these as well.
Everything kind of gets my eye on it, but mostly these
All right.
are under the Watch Live Simon Brewer, who's also been on the project quite a long time as well.
Yes. So there we go. There's a few of them cycling through there. So obviously we've got you on the show, and you mentioned that you're sort of working on a new wave of spaceships. But we also went to the wonderful PitCon on the weekend, and it was great for you guys to be there and do a panel.
Ooh, I like that.
I guess spaceships, right? So we were
At
there for.
length.
At length. Now, there was a lot we discussed, and you and I were just talking about this before, and it was we felt like rather than redo that whole panel here, probably be best to go and check out the Burpit VOD. And
Please do.
Yeah, have a look, because it's really in depth, and there's a lot of people on the team that you know, you've got Curtis, I've got his name right this time.
Absolutely.
Or Amance's on there, obviously Simon's on, yourself's on there. And you talk all about ships and what goes into making them. But I guess I'd be remiss to not talk about some of the ships that have come out so far since we started remaking ships again.
Yeah.
Starting with the Python Mark II.
Mark II. Yeah, so the team is really excited to get back into what we think is obviously a really key part,
Green.
not just this version of Elite, but all the versions going back to the 1984 original release. People really like their ships, and that's something that we like to play into, and we like to try and design ships that players really want to fly and get out there into the galaxy and explore.
How's their audio,
and also
guys?
have a connection
Can you hear
to
them
their ship,
fine?
their favourites, for whatever reason, for whatever play style they might want to, or just the aesthetics. So the team was very excited to get back to doing that, and luckily I think we remembered how to do it.
I think it's fair to say you have pretty well, and dare I say it, maybe even enhanced your abilities at ship making, because we had the Python, and then we went, because Python for me was like the classic shape, very, very sexy ship, and then we had, you might start to call it sexy, but I love this ship. We had the Type 8.
Yeah, so one of the things we like to do with our ships is to keep them nice and varied, and that's varied
Type
not
8,
only
good
in
ship.
their aesthetic, but also varied in their role, which Curtis is very keen on making sure that when we add a new ship, it has a unique slot to fill in the roster of ships, and that most often drives our ideas for what the ship's going to look like. So we try to make sure that our ships, one, look very distinct from each other and from anything we've done in the past 30 ships now, I think, in the 10 years that we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Probably more with this lot. So unique look and feel, and in this case we wanted to go for so basically a space truck. So it is a hauler. It takes large quantities of stuff from one end of the galaxy to the other, and it has a very almost JCB-esque industrial feel to it.
Yeah, I really like the look of this ship. It was so different when I first saw the grey box thing. And again, I urge you to watch the PitCon VOD when we talk about sort of grey boxing and all that sort of the stuff that goes into making a ship. But we followed the boxy but good with the Mandalay that came after that, and that was another fantastic, well received by our players.
Amazing
People do
ship.
seem to like the Mandy, as they like to call it. So much so, I believe there was a hashtag Mandalay in the way, which they were using to describe taking screenshots of the ship in front of various stellar phenomena. It went down really well, and it's one of those ships where I was slightly unsure.
Really?
Because it's an interesting looking ship.
Yeah,
it's
it's different.
not like
Yeah, yeah.
anything we've done before, so a bit of a departure. The fact that people responded so well to it was definitely can't sell short Curtis's work on making it a very enjoyable ship to fly and having a real distinct role in the game that people seem to gravitate towards, especially our Explorer players.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, I think lots of factors go into that one being a real fan favourite, and one that we did dig deep into at the PitCon panel.
Yeah.
So if you check that out, there'll be some little bits and bobs about how we ended up where we ended up with that ship.
But it must be nice from your eye to see the Mandalay in the way it became a thing, because one of the reasons you designed that ship is to look good in front of things, right? And that's so it worked.
I was literally on the board when we were looking at it needs to look good in front of things. Literally, I'm not even joking. That was part of the mission on that one. So
it's great to see that's worked out. And then obviously to round out, I guess, the year, we had the Cobra Mark V, which was very different, I guess, in terms because you had to keep to the iconic shape, but there were some significant differences in this as well, right with the cockpit for a start.
Yeah, this was fun to do, not only because it was returning to a ship from the original game back in 1984, a very much loved ship, and kind of probably the most iconic ship that we actually have in the roster. But also, it was the second time that we've had a go at that. So we did the first version of the Cobra, which we did, I think, on launch, and we wanted to have another go at that because we were coming up to the anniversary, obviously, and it felt natural to go back to a ship that people have a real love for, and also then to apply all the things that we've learnt on the first 3 ships of this new wave and actually take them onto a ship that is very reminiscent still of the original
And the Mark V
two
is a
ships,
really good
but
ship.
with a little extra finesse maybe in how it's modelled and a little bit more of a contemporary look and feel.
Yeah. And then, of course, we started this year, no slouch years, with the first ship, which was the Corsair.
There she is.
There she is,
Lovely.
in all of her glory.
Indeed.
Did you enjoy the discourse around the design? Because obviously it has. I may have been partly responsible for this. The hashtag beak, hashtag team beak, hashtag team no beak.
Do you know what? I like it when people talk about our ships. We
Yeah.
don't want to release something that people aren't interested in. So I think when we were designing this ship, it was part of my goal, certainly, and the team's goal in general, to come up with something that felt really distinct and new and fresh for the game. And in doing that, we gave it certainly a very distinctive profile that some people certainly responded to, and it's gone down really well on release.
Yeah.
There were also some people who felt that maybe we went a little too distinct with it, but that's okay because we always make sure that we provide ship kits and
Alternative,
cosmetics that
yeah.
allow you to style the ship in different ways, and we've seen lots of people making use of those to great effect.
Yeah. And you have a hand in those as well, right? I forgot to ask this. It's often forgotten that it's part and important when you're designing the ship, right?
Cosmetics, the kits, screenshots, loads of things come by
Yeah.
my desk, but mostly, definitely, primary focus and the most fun is getting those ships designed.
Yeah. So talking about designing ships, and we did tease something at PitCon. Anything on the next?
Oh, we
Bullshit.
did. We teased something. I don't like to come into someone's home without
Without
something
anything.
to offer, right? So,
All right,
we
show
took
us what
something
it
else
is.
that
Come on.
People seem to like a little sneak peek and lots of interesting theories about that.
Yeah. Anything else do you wanna etch onto that? Are we gonna?
Well, nothing I've got to say, Arthur, but
Something to show?
Here we go. That's a chunky boy. Oh, you bastards.
For people that are smiling, we're watching chat go absolutely crazy. Chris,
It's real.
it's real.
it's happening.
It's happening.
It would be a bit of a disappointment if it wasn't the Panther Clipper at this point.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
100%,
Luckily,
yeah.
the people's guesses were correct. And to be honest, it's the worst kept secret in the game for a while. And that's partly because we were kind of excited about it as well, and
Yeah.
really wanted to talk about it and show that peak at PitCon and see, get it in front of people.
So we've got some. We're going to show some. These are concept work in progress images of the Clipper. What was from and chat? Just to be clear, we're going to talk about sort of the design aspect of the Clipper today, rather than the stats and stuff. We're going to save that for a couple of shows' time. We're going to have a more in-depth look at the ship's capabilities. I'm going to hazard a guess, though, chat. It's not made for speed, though, right? We're not going to be hooning this around canyons anytime soon. I'm assuming.
I think we could tell by the bulk of the ship. It's not small. It's not a small ship. It is, to be very clear, a large ship, both
Yeah.
technically as a classification in the game, and also it's big. So from that point of view, it is going to, you might imagine, handle very differently than
Yeah.
Wow. Look at those
any of our
engines.
other ships because of its bulk.
Yeah. So what was it like coming to a ship like? I mean, there must be pressure on this as well, because obviously, how many years? I think you said it. Was it 9 years? You've been looking at doing this?
That's when we first suggested that we might want to put it in the game, because it's been on the list of ships that we wanted to address for ages, and at various points we've been kind of close to pulling the trigger on that, but it seemed like the right time now, and it's great to finally make good on those promises that we made all those years ago.
And obviously, the original design, dare I say, it was a long time ago. So we had less polygons to play with. You couldn't say it was beautiful.
I certainly wouldn't, but people seem to love it. So I always say that back in the day, David and his team, when they were working on the various earlier versions of the game, from the BBC Micro to the various others with Frontier that they did, slowly getting more polygons as they went along the way, and even colour by the end of it, which was remarkable. They actually managed to do a really good job of defining strong silhouettes of ships that people really responded to, even in a simplistic form. So we wanted to make sure that we were kind of looking back at the old ship and honouring that, and making sure that features such as key features, which you'll see on screen here, such as the rotating engines that become landing gear on the original ship.
Cannot wait to see this.
Yeah,
this looks. I mean, that concept art is beautiful, by the way. And again,
so impressive. Yeah.
What a sense of scale, right? Look at that, how tiny the commanders are.
Scale is key with this ship. So, and that's actually one of the things that we wanted to make a big effort on this ship, was to sell the sense of scale. So, you can see the figures there. It's
Holy shit!
Big. So, in order to get that sense of scale, we've really worked, and are still working on the in-game version on all of the panel lines that are on this ship that divide the surface up, make it look like a realistic constructed object that is massive. And so probably more panel lines on this ship than any ship we've ever done.
Sorry, Amance and Co.
The team are really humouring me on this one, but I think we have seen some good results when we see it in game. And also to sell that sense of scale as well, what we've been doing is, you'll see on the engines on the back end of the ship, instead of one big engine housing, it's actually clusters of lots and lots of little engines making one big engine, and that's a really
it's going to have to fully occupy the large pad.
It's huge, and you'll also see that on the heat vents, which are Zorg and Peterson standard issue, but there's lots of them because the ship is big. It's going to build up a lot of heat. Even the headlights, which are more like floodlights, stadium floodlights on the front of the ship, they are actually divided up into lots of little module lights that come together to form those lights. So that way we can really make it clear that this is a... Did I mention it's large?
You've alluded to it being
quite large.
A bit bigger than medium. Yeah, it does look... I mean, but I've got to be honest, I was surprised when I first, really pleasantly surprised. I think I'm tearing our chat has gone mad for how the Clipper Mark II looks. I'm surprised how you managed to make that ship, which essentially, look, I'm just going to say, in the old game was a bit of a brick. It's now what a glow up! What a glow up this is.
Well, there's extra polys. We don't like to waste them. Basically, we wanted to give something a little bit like the Mandalay, where the goal was to give explorers something that felt maybe a little bit more refined in its finish and fit. This gives another haulage option to the game that looks a little sleeker than some of our other ones, the Type 8, for instance. Love that aesthetic, but this is a little bit more refined, and that's kind of why we went for Zorg and Peterson as the manufacturer on this one.
Cool. Well, look, chat going mad, but we got some other little bits to show. Actually, you mentioned some of the things that are unique to this. It does have its unique cockpit, but we're kind of calling it a bridge. Now, don't take into too much into that chat, but it's because of we've got some new layouts for it as well, right? So it's like the stations that are in there. It's a four-person, four-commander ship.
4 seats, so we've got our pilot and then 3 multi-crew consoles, and you can see some of the designs for the consoles that those characters will be seated at.
4-person ship.
We're not going to show the whole bridge, that's currently being worked on, but when we say bridge, that's because when we were designing it, cockpit didn't quite cut it.
No.
That felt more like a fighter kind of aesthetic. So this is much more based on stuff that we looked at from oil tankers, from large shipping container ships, and it's kind of got that view.
Twitch?
While still affording a good side view for the players as well. And we'll be showing that off maybe next time in game.
Yes, I mean, I guess this is all sort of concept art and stuff like that, but we will get to see it in game.
Realised,
I mean, it's very exciting. I'm really excited to see the engines rotate and the landing gear come down. It's just, I'm ready. I think that's probably all we can talk about so far? Is there anything else? I think we've kind of covered most of the stuff aesthetically for the Clipper, unless there's anything else you can think of.
That's mostly it, yeah. And anything else will get shouted at by peers.
Yeah, we'll get told off. We'll get told off. But look, chat, it's real. It's no longer wishes, hopes, and dreams. The Panther Clipper Mark II is arriving in Elite Dangerous. But it's she's big, she's beautiful, and
she's here.
She's got a lot going about her. Chris, hang on. We're towards the end of the show now. If you don't mind hanging in, I'm going to try and find the winner, which producer Adam did put in the chat, but I've scrolled past it because I'm an idiot. So I think it's somewhere up here. Oh, there we go. So our winner of all the goodies is Super MW5678. Super MW5678. Well done, you've won yourself a 3080, a beanie hat, some pin badges, a vinyl, what a bottle. What a show. What a show for your first one as well, Sam. You got to do the Panther Clipper reveal, which is, amazing. It's mad. But we did loads of other stuff, right?
Yeah, we did. Oh, we had so much, you guys. Yeah, we go have a quick look back at what we've all.
All right, so I think they're wrapping it up.
We had a look through update 5, what's coming in there, and a tiny smidge at update 6 as well. Lots of puns as well.
I'm not going to turn away yet, but I think they're done.
We got some news for our console players and a recap for the latest DLC for our PC.
Panther Clipper, though.
And Elite Dangerous. I mean, need I say more? Need I say more? Here we go.
Clipper.
Big Panther Clipper reveal. So yes, been a fantastic show. Absolutely amazing.
Show. And thanks again to the wonderful. If we can go to a wide again. Thanks again so much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Can we get you back on again to talk about some other stuff maybe in the future? Some other things you may be working on that we can't talk about just yet?
We've got a few things to talk about over the year, yeah.
I think we might. But thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for giving us and the team. I know it's just one, but please pass on our thanks to everyone making these ships. They're beautiful and they are what we all want and desire. So thank you so much. Talking about wants and desires, we've got to go because we've got a long weekend ahead of us and we're cruising towards it. But we'll be back next month, Wednesday, 28th of May, same place, same time, 6 o'clock. Sam, thank you so much.
Lovely. Thanks, Arthur. All right. Thank you,
See
everybody.
you soon.
All right, well, also, hello, Greenie. And we'll kill that. I didn't expect them to talk too much about colonization stuff because a lot of the colonization stuff was very very technical. So I'm not surprised there was no real talk about that. I mean, I did a video on it this morning, and I'll tell you, the patch notes about the colonization stuff is one boring-ass read. Now the question is, how big is that ship? Like, no stats is a little disappointing. I was hoping for something more than just it exists. Anything, really. I mean, clearly we can all see that it's absolutely massive. But just how massive, how much cargo can it hold? That's what I want to know. I'm pretty confident that they're not going to do what the Panther Clipper was in the old games. I just don't think they want to deal with that, so... Yeah, I'm thinking, like you're saying, probably the full length and width of the large pad. They said coming this summer. It won't be until June at least because they're gonna reveal more about it on the next Direct or Unlocked, which is May 28th. So June's your earliest that it could possibly be coming. No, they've been hitting their release windows with stuff, with ships. Oh, Tornado Watch, lovely. You know, they've been hitting their release windows with ships. I'm not worried that it'll slip unless they are doing something ridiculous. It's just put a hard date on it, basically. Fair enough. Said the bridge wasn't even fully done. Yeah, we don't know how many people they have working on it. If they, at this point, after the last few ship releases have been on target, if they say they're going to hit summer and give a date, I'm confident that they'll manage to do it. What I really want to know is how big it is, how much cargo does it hold, like how much in the spirit of the old school Panther Clipper is this ship? Jada from Star Citizen. And F Devil, if they've been doing really well with hitting those marks, they'll probably have this one out. I'm confident. Although I get it though, Sig is notorious about that shit with Star Citizen. It looks to me like it's at least going to be scaled down to fit inside the space station, because the original Panther Clipper couldn't fit in a space station. I mean, it depends on which version of the Clipper we're going with, I guess. I had this up the other day. Let me find it again. So in Elite 2, the Panther Clipper was the largest ship in the game, extremely slow. Described as capable of buying entire planets out of their cargo, and due to its immense size, it was capable of being equipped with planetary bombardment class weaponry. That's the old school Clipper. I agree, it definitely does need to fit into stations. And unfortunately, we gotta wait another 28 days. But it's alright, that'll be here before we know it. Linear stations don't use the mail slot to have large uses. No. Near the landing on the planetary pad, or you're using. Is Twitch having a fit for anybody else but me? Yeah, I had some frame drops there. Seems like it's recovering. Chester, what are you downloading over there? Well, this is not where I wanted to drop out. That's fine, we'll get in there eventually. So, I believe we need to run this 2 times. Get what I need out of it. Yeah. All right. Let's get and have a little look at this site first. It should be similar enough to the old one. Chip health worth a damn. Yeah, no, all right. All right. How bad is this without night vision? Oh, it's bad. Hope y'all like looking at green wireframes. Okay, well. That's two. That's three. These things are generally pretty symmetrical, so. I'm genuinely surprised there's not one or two back here somewhere. They're probably out to the side, so. There's one. All right, so let's head straight across the other side. Although we were just over here and I didn't have one pop up, so. Once you know where they all are, these are not that bad, but it's a matter of learning where all the pylons are. In general, though, those assholes are a good sign we're close. Alright, so in a moment. Yep, there he is. And there's the last pylon. And there's the terminal active. And another sentinel. That's not helpful. Come on. Stupid. Okay. And take all these mats they just dropped. I mean, as far as Guardian sites go, that was pretty painless. Which is good, because we need to do it one more time. There we are. So make sure I have enough blueprint fragments, Green. We should have plenty of our other mats. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You did 4 a week ago? What were you putting on the ship? Ah, yeah. I'm not going for a shard build, so... And if I decide I want a shard build, I'll just come out here and do it again. I'm doing a Python Mark II with AX cannons and Gauss. That's 4. So I really just need the weapon blueprints for the Gauss cannons. I've somehow never unlocked them. Excuse you, hit detection. Okay, apparently we no drive between those. Actually, with Gauss cannons, that's not the case. Pre-engineered Gauss cannons will fucking roast you in a heartbeat. I did pick up a shard, right? A relic, yes. I know you don't fire them all at once. I still don't like the... I do not care for the pre-engineered Gauss cannons. I saw more people get fucked with them when we were trying to run the last few battles of the Thargoid War. I'm not going to deal with them. Come here, you little bastard. What happened to good old meme conda? It's a meme and it dies. I mean, the shard conda can still work. Emphasis on can. Come on, pop out from down there. There we go. Alright, we'll just pick up the last bits and pieces of you idiots. And we can safely be on our way now. Yeah, we got it all. Y'all missed me farming some last night too while I was watching TV. All right. Now then, let's go remember where there's Guardian Tech Broker. Oh, you know what, Jameson. Inara remembers where everything is. And I think some people do that in the other SRV. Which I would not want to. That thing is not a fan. Let's just set you to 100% for the rest of the flight. That way I don't have to mess with that. We didn't finish the asteroid base. We did finish the construction site I was working on. And I've got all the CMM composite for that asteroid base on board my carrier. I've just been working on other stuff the last couple days. Once I get the CMM, everything else is because all I did with the CMM is I found a system nearby that had a lot of it at the ground base, and I just parked the carrier in orbit and just go up and down the cutter. Yeah, it's CMM, steel, aluminum, and titanium, and it's all in like the 6,000 range. It's not much. Some other people have been helping. When because of the way the carrier slots were stacked up when I looked, it's literally quicker, or was literally quicker for me to go back and forth from orbit than where the carrier would have been parked in Oregon for a Trailblazer song. Those Trailblazer ships are always stacked with carriers, and when I looked at it, I couldn't get anywhere close to it. And on the first solo, congratulations. I'm glad you got a good parking space. And also, when I'm playing at night, I'm playing on my Steam Deck, and it's, I need the flight path to be short and simple so that I don't have to pay a lot of attention to it. Otherwise, I get in trouble. So, I'll much rather take a planetary landing than a few thousand light seconds that I was going to have the other day that I would have to pay attention to, because then I'd be getting yelled at. Yeah, you can play this in the Steam Deck. This is a 10-year-old game. Have you looked at Elite system requirements in a while? This game recommends... Oh, that was Steam. Hold on, let me pause that real quick. This game recommends a i7-3770 or an AMD 4350 and a 770 or a 280X. Like... What does the 3080 not handle on foot well? That would be weird because 3080 is usually a pretty good card. Why the delete uses because it's an old custom-made engine. It's a 10-year-old game. You have a mod that injected a DLL for DLSS into Skyrim. That is completely different than the developers incorporating native support into an engine that was built before DLSS existed. Alright, let's get fueled up. Well, for one thing, building it into this engine on a system level is entirely different than what the modders are doing, and none of us know if the engine that they use can support it, or if they have the resources to do it, and then chase down every single thing that it breaks. So equating DLSS mods to actual baked-in DLSS support is a complete fallacy, and it's not comparable to the dev team actually implementing it at the base code level. I would love to see them do it, but who knows why they haven't. There may be a valid reason, or they may just be being lazy. It's FDev. We'll never know. No, I wouldn't say the graphics are completely fucked. I think you're getting a little dramatic there. Could the game look better? Hell yeah, it could. And I wish they had the. I wish they would do something about it. But again, we don't know what their constraints are. At least Elite's not ugly by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, but FSR also introduces ghosting because of how it works. I don't care for it. All right. None of the anti-aliasing options that are built into this game are great, nor is the upscaling. Yeah, that is the problem with DLSS, is the ghosting. Because of the reconstruction techniques. You know, it's just like back in the day when checkerboard rendering was a thing that was being used a lot, particularly on the PS4 Pro. Checkerboard artifacting. I don't know, something tells me FDev just simply does not have the resources to do what it would take to do a complete refresh on this engine without also being able to handle everything it would break. Hello, Jameson.
Sorry, Peterson, Delta, India, Golf. Thank you for choosing our station, Commander. We hope you find everything to your liking. Request approved. Cleared for landing on pad 2-3.
Making that DLL file and modulate. I wish somebody would, but I'm curious if anybody's even tried. We'll look at that when we take a break.
Ship is on the ground. Ground crew dispatched. Station services are at your disposal.
Reinforced mounting plates. Ugh. Really? Did we? Alright, yeah, we apparently did not have everything. I thought we had enough guarding technology components. I can get the other stuff. Oh, is it? Oh, I think I know the guy you're talking about. Where do we get reinforced mounting plates in Nora? That's right. Is that really the only place to get them? them. We're going to need 9 of them for that. The magnetic computer core. We're gonna need 6 of them. We're gonna be running around for a little bit still. I thought we had enough guarding technology components. We don't need that many of them. It might be worth going back there. You might can go back out there and look at them. All right. How many tech components do we need? 5. That's fucking weird. Well, guess we're heading back out there. I thought we had enough stuff. I misread. Before we do that, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. Come on, dog. Sit down. Alright, looks like we're headed back out to pick up a few parts I forgot. A little aggravated.
Detachment complete. Maintain correct lane on exit.
God, that feels good. Love these sticks.
Be on the lookout for heavy traffic. Steer clear of other vessels. You have left the no-fire zone.
So while we travel, quick shout out to Thrustmaster for sponsoring the stream. The Solar 2 Hussas Space Sim Duo that you see me using, you can get it at the Amazon link. They are really great for Elite, really great for Star Citizen. 44 buttons per stick, multiple hat switches, multiple joysticks, nice DJ buttons on the base of them. Easily reprogrammable, easy to set up. Absolutely love them. So yeah, if you're looking for some new sticks, go check out the Thrustmaster Solar Duo. I'm really looking forward to Server Tick and seeing how some of this stuff plays out with these new spawns. I was very interested in looking at my system this morning, population numbers and things that are changing, so. And I'm not as far along as you or, well, today, so. Once I get that asteroid base finished, then we'll begin somewhere. Stay safe, well, today. That is FDev scaling, my friend. Chastar. Hey, Dogabut, chill out. I guess on the way back in, we'll pick up the reinforced mounting plates and the magnetic meter coils that we need as well.
Hello. Welcome to Llanfair po Gwyngyth Gogerydd Gwyndropoch Slanta Sirio Gogogoch.
Alright. Choose a fuel star. Where are you jumping to? I mean, I could try. I'm really not that concerned about it. But, I mean, yeah, let me know and we'll take a look. Alright. Yeah, let me know when you're jumping and I'll pop open the carrier interface and see what we can do. Alright, while we do this, let's take a look at... Got a ton of Guardian power conduits. Plenty of Sentinel wreckage components. Plenty of Sentinel weapon parts. It's pattern beta and pattern gamma for that one. I've got enough of. Pattern epsilon for that one, which I've got plenty of. And I don't need the patterns for that. I've got the... Again, plenty of power conduits. No weapon ports. Got plenty of... Alright. Yeah, we're good. I know exactly where what I'm looking for drops. I just miscounted what I needed. I'm just going back over it right now to make sure. Commuter coils and the reinforced plates, but I knew that it's just the Guardian tech components that I'm short on. Like, I miscounted them. Literally get out right around the site once and we should have what we need. Four jumps, because if we look, Guardian technology. I need 20. I have 15. So this is a legit get out right around the site once and then go home. Which is all the more aggravating because it's not the hard stuff or the time-consuming stuff that I miscounted. Like, I'd be more aggravated, or I'd be less aggravated actually if I had to go run the blueprint maze like 4 or 5 more times. This is just a stupid miscount on something I could have picked up like 1,000 times while we were rolling around those places. But, you know what? Mistakes get made, it's fine. Fortunately, the Mandalay travels very quickly. How good is the pre-engineered FSD compared to a normal engineered one? Extremely. At least the one that I use on this ship. And this was a double engineered module. Those are, I will always go for one of those when they give one out. They are usually killer. Right up. It's pre-engineered with increased range and fast boot sequence. And everybody that got one of each class from 2 to 7. Is it A3 or B3? There we are. I don't know. I haven't tried to use an apostrophe in anything, so. Seems like a weird bug. Does anything in this game have apostrophes? Yeah, it does. I just saw a fleet carrier with one. Huh. No idea. Did I? Bro, asking me to remember what I did in any given video is not going to end well. Yeah, no, Sechi's hold uses it, now that I think about it. That's fucking weird. There's a game lag every time I charge the FSD in a carrier heavy system. Unknown. I'm assuming your internet connection is good. I'm not going to pass up a chance at some more components while we're here. Alright, where'd that go? Ah, there you are. Alright, there's another one. All right. One more over here. There you are. I hate it when stuff drops at super awkward fucking angles like this. Okay. I don't need any more power conduits, god damn it. right, let's hit the other side. Obviously, I'll take him since we're here, but... And another power conduit. Come on now. Got any tech components? I need 2 more. Have to log and do it again. You're okay, Chester. I see you over there flopping around. Ow. see if we can get in here and get this. All right. There's another power cell. Magical cargo scoops. Gotta love them. All right, there it is. That's the last one. Might as well do the rest or most of the rest of the run. Right. Another power cell. All right. Let's finish off this spire. Okay, another power cell. mean, I had your hull down by 20% before you ever got all the way out of the ground, bud. Well, that was unfortunate as fuck. Thanks, game. Okay. Ah, that's what it's pointing me towards. Alright, one more. We have got enough. And there's a little bonus extra just for us. Is that all those on this thing? Yeah. All right. Now then, we need reinforced manning points in there. Leaving Oregon in a few minutes. All right. Just let me know. Or you're getting ready to, okay. I make this jump and I'll leave the ship fueling while I look at the game. We're full fuel. All right. Ow. Can we open the system map, please? Thank you. This is why I don't really try too hard to get into these systems. It's just too much of a pain in the ass. I wouldn't have even tried it now if I thought you were actually jumping. Yeah, no, the slot's not going to free up until your ship's out of the system. That's when you said you were jumping now. I thought your 15-minute countdown was over and you were actually jumping. Well, we'll give it a try then. It's 3:59 now. Oh, give me time to get most of this done, actually. All right. So we've got 10 jumps into where we're going. Pick up these magnetic emitter coils. Pick up these reinforcing plates. Well, for the hull reinforcement. 9 for the module, so that's 21. Seven. Because I think the ship has some spare slots. Another thing that we need to is engineer a few components, mainly just the thermal vent on the laser is what I'm most needing, but other than that, nothing else too crazy. Let's do ourselves a lap around the star real quick. Weather might be getting worse here. Ew. Is Texas like... What is happening in Texas right now? I mean, stay safe, Commander, but what is going on in Texas? Right, and here we are. A couple more jumps. Pick up these coils. Doesn't miss. Yep, that tracks. Ooh, compromised nav beacon. We're in a naughty system. All right. Almost there. I had not intended to make that extra trip out there today, but you know what? Whatever. It's done. Have to fill my water back up while I go.
Sogon Peterson Delta, India Golf. Starcon comms established. Reduce your speed as you approach the station, Commander. This is a no-fire zone, Commander. Please stow your weapons. Landing permitted. Clear to land on pad 05.
They seem to have fixed some of that stutter. And if they just fix that lighting problem.
Meters from touchdown. Ship is on deck. Clear to offload. Welcome to our starport, Commander.
I mean, there's a free 2.9 mil right there. That's why I always scan things. What are we here for? Kinetic emitter coils. These are for the Gauss cannons. So I thought I need 21 of the other. We'll have to worry about that in a minute. Reinforced mounting plates come from... That's a system name. All right. Come on, game. This has been a problem all day because I was trying to make a tutorial today and it was a massive issue. try it one more time. This is why I don't try to mess with this too much, because it's just pointless. Yeah, no free slots. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not worth the hassle. It's really not. Oh wait, here's Arc.
Landing coupler retracted. You are clear to depart. All clear. We look forward to your return, Commander.
What do I have? 4 messages up there. Right.
Greetings, Commander. Please be mindful of other ships around this carrier. Permission granted. Please operate your designated landing pad in good time.
Alright. Now then.
Contact confirmed. Hangar crew is ready. Welcome, Commander.
fuel scoop on it. Not a great one, but it's got one.
Speed restrictions have been lifted. Take care, Commander.
I do love this ship. Nice, well today. Okay, 2000 steel 3. No, I don't feel like a neutron star today, guys. Come on, we're out. Type 8 does not care about this, apparently. All right. Last jump for this leg of the trip. What is it? Findalibula? That's a weird star system name. Oh, hey, that liner's in the top 1% of all liners out there. My Type 8 is in the top 1% of all Type 8s out there, buddy. Plus, it's been however many days since Ben has played the game with us that we've had since we've had an accident. Very safe workplace here. Ooh, it's a double noob smasher.
Lakon, Desert Via Golf. This is the Imperial Flight Operations Bureau. Please approach the port within safe speed limit and follow the correct docking procedure. Docking request approved. Set down on landing pad 38.
I will build a quad noob smasher in my system. Like, it will happen. $17,000 arcs. Yep, they're getting their money. More power to them. More money means more stuff in development, so I'm not going to complain that much.
Landing complete. You may alight when ready. We trust this facility will serve you well, Commander.
Move out K Tritium.
Detachment sequence complete. You may proceed when ready.
I don't need to refuel yet, but one of these days I will.
Speed restriction.
Why is my
lifted.
phone
Safe
going
travel,
bonkers?
Commander.
One. Oh, sweet. Tickets to the baseball game this Friday. I'll take those. That reminds me, there will be no stream on the 8th and potentially on the 9th. I'm probably just going to go ahead and say none on the 9th. I could probably make it home in time for a stream on the 9th, but I will probably be in no shape to actually stream that day. Commodities, you think they're bugged? No, yeah, that's not right. There's no way they mean for that to be happening. Right, we'll get in here to Jameson and buy what we need and wrap it up for the day. I mean, 25k tritium is insanity.
Lakon, Delta, India, Gulf. It's good to see you, Commander. Please enjoy your stay at this facility. Access authorized. Cleared for landing on pad 1-5. Speed restrictions are in effect at this facility. Please comply.
No. No complying with speed restrictions. All right.
Ship is on the ground. Perform landing checklist. You are most welcome, Commander.
Okay. Really? Yeah, I might. Mind having this drug can unlocked. Anyways. Gauss cannon class 1 would be so. Alright. So I have got what I want. So I'm gonna have the Python shipped here so that I can do what I want with it. There's that damn ship. There it is. But yeah, that'll do it today, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out, watching the Frontier Direct with me. We'll be back tomorrow. Should be able to finish off this build and maybe actually go test it. It's only fiddly stuff now that the Guardian stuff is purchased. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you tomorrow.